Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Irma Dewantari, Sales Engineer from PT Quantindo, and I'm excited to be your host for this event. First, I would like to start off by expressing my heartfelt thanks to all of you for taking the time to join us today. Your participation is greatly appreciated, and we are so glad that you could be here with us today. Our web QS today has the theme Quantum System Trinity eVTOL Fixed Wing UAV in the Mining Sector. We promise to make your time worthwhile by providing valuable insight and sharing informative knowledge throughout the course of this webinar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo Bapak Ibu semuanya, selamat pagi. Perkenalkan, saya Irma Dewantari, Sales Engineer dari PT Quantindo yang akan memandu jalannya acara webinar atau kita sebutnya sebagai Web QS pada pagi hari ini. Web QS kita pada pagi hari ini berjudul Quantum System Trinity eVTOL Fixed Wing UAV in the Mining Sector. Pembahasan ini tentunya akan berguna sekali bagi rekan-rekan semua yang ingin tahu terkait armada eVTOL yang terkenal kompak dan juga canggih ini. Atau juga untuk rekan-rekan yang mungkin sedang melakukan pemilihan teknologi UAV. Karena drone Quantum System Trinity dengan berbagai pengembangan ini sudah 5 tahun mengudara di langit Indonesia sebagai eVTOL UAV berstandar survey grade. Okay, before we get started, I would like to go over some important rules for today's webinar. Number 1, please ensure that you have a stable internet connection and are in the quiet environment to minimize background noise. And then, please use the chat feature to ask any question you may have during the webinar. Our panelists will answer as many as possible. Jadi sebelum kita mulai, saya akan membahas beberapa peraturan penting untuk webinar pada pagi hari ini. Yang pertama, harap dipastikan bahwa Bapak Ibu memiliki koneksi internet yang stabil dan berada di lingkungan yang tenang untuk meminimalisir kebisingan latar belakang. Dan yang kedua, silakan menggunakan fitur chat box di Zoom untuk mengajukan pertanyaan apapun yang Bapak Ibu miliki selama webinar berlangsung. Jadi speaker kami akan menjawab sebanyak-banyaknya pertanyaan yang bisa kami jawab. Sekarang mari kita mulai presentasi dari narasumber. Namun sebelum itu, mari kita berkenalan dulu dengan PT Quantindo selaku distributor tunggal dan juga brand ambassador dari Quantum System di Indonesia melalui video berikut ini.
Welcome to PT Quantindo Wijaya Ad Rajasa, sole distributor for Quantum Systems GmbH in Indonesia and Singapore. Quantum Systems GmbH is aerospace and aviation company based in Munich, Germany, and producing electric vertical takeoff landing unmanned aerial vehicle for commercial and military use. Quantindo founded by Yovist Taufan, who was first responsible for Quantum Systems drones and test pilot since 2018 in Indonesia. In 2020, Quantindo founded and focused in after-sales service and repair Quantum Systems drones in Indonesia, and build official showroom and workshop for Quantum Systems in early 2021. During this year operation, Trinity F90 Plus with Cube 240 LiDAR fly the first time in Indonesian soil. 2 years of COVID epidemic, Quantindo boost the sales quantity in Indonesia, and in 2023, new model of Trinity Pro fly in Indonesian airspace. Quantindo consistency in sales, marketing, support for Quantum Systems drones in Indonesia is used as an example by entire worldwide Quantum Systems reseller network, as well as maintaining commitment to ensure that Quantum Systems product is used accordance with aviation safety regulation, can be seen with lifetime support for end customer. As a little startup company, Quantindo have full support from Quantum Systems GmbH, and this support makes Quantindo more loyal to give the best after-sales services and free training for Quantum Systems and customers in Indonesia. In terms of technology, Quantum System Unmanned Aerial Intelligence, which uses tricopter technology with a tilt motor drive, continues to develop according to market needs, as well as adapting to the flight experience of end customers. During operation, the software is continuously updated to improve flight system performance, optimize flight safety features requested by end customers, and fix error problems automatically, without having to incur additional costs. The Quantum System product itself consists of several variants, including Trinity Pro for the commercial market and Trinity Tactical, with an encrypted telemetry antenna for the military. This Trinity product currently dominates the Indonesian market and is considered the dream drone unit of all aerial surveyors. Along with its use, the Quantum System Trinity is currently gradually reducing human intervention in Trinity operations, thereby minimizing incidents due to human error, as well as adapting to extreme conditions such as dust and rain, namely with IP55 certification, which is supported by magnetic airspeed sensor technology, This airspeed sensor technology is only used by drones from the quantum system manufacturer. For the military and civil security circles, Quantum Systems' reconnaissance drone product, namely the Vector Scorpion 2-in-1, has been tested on the battlefields of Russia, Ukraine. Nearly 400 units of the Quantum System Vector were delivered in 2022 to be used as surveillance drones. Where of the dozens of existing drone manufacturers, Quantum System Vector is one product that capable of operating on the electronic battlefield. The Vector Scorpion has two functions, namely as a fixed wing and also a copter drone, and is very tactical to operate with only 1 to 2 people, without a stationary device at the takeoff location. Surveillance video can also be transmitted to all field troops, as well as Ukrainian military data center equipment. And until now, Vector Scorpion units only fell when shot, and not because they were jammed. In Indonesia, Quantum System Trinity has succeeded in reducing the level of incidents due to system errors, starting from 2018. This year, the incidence of crashes due to system errors is still high, and almost 80% of the units sold have to be replaced. In 2019, the evolution from Trinity F9 to Trinity F90 Plus began to reduce the rate of incidents due to system errors. However, several problems still occur, but the incident rate has been reduced to 20% of units in circulation. Until finally in 2020, no more incidents occurred due to system errors. The reason is, the Trinity F90 Plus software blocks out several potential accidents caused by pilot error through safeguards in the flight planning system. And until this year, only 2 incidents were recorded as a result of human error. That is why Quantindo guarantees all pilots or aerial surveyors to be disciplined towards flight standards through free training, and assisting the company that owns Trinity to discipline their pilots to conduct flights according to standard operating procedures, which prioritize situational awareness and civil aviation safety standards. Thank you for your attention. For further information, you can contact us via email and the official website, or you can see all our activities on our social media networks. Quantum Systems. Let AI fly.
Joining me today are some incredible speakers who are experts in their respective field. First, we have Mr. Simon Morris, Quantum System Asia Pacific Regional Manager. Mr. Simon, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today. Dan yang tak kalah pentingnya, kami juga mengundang Bapak Yovist Taufan, yang merupakan direktur dan juga owner dari PT Quantindo, Wijaya Dirajasa. Kami ucapkan selamat datang juga untuk Pak Yovist Taufan. Selamat datang, Pak. Together, we are going to explore Quantum System Trinity eVTOL fixed wing UAV in mining sector, and our speakers are going to provide us with valuable insight and strategies that we can apply on our work. So let's get started. Good morning, Mr. Simon, and welcome to our webinar on Quantum System Trinity eVTOL fixed wing UAV in mining sector. We are so excited to have you here today to learn from our expert speaker about the use of Quantum System Trinity in the mining sector, especially in Australia. Without further ado, let's begin with our first speaker. Mr. Simon, over to you.
Thank you, and good morning. Good morning, everybody. Please allow me to share my screen. Okay. Can someone confirm that the slideshow has begun?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you very much for the introduction. I'm going to talk about Trinity Pro for mining applications. Forgive me, my presentation will be in English, and I'm going to look at several agenda items here. First of all, a quick overview of the Trinity Pro eVTOL system, and then the use of the Trinity Pro in mining and what applications it excels. Then an overview of it in terms of mining capability, and then the use case from Australia with a specific coal mine example. And then finally, I'll talk a little bit about Straos, which is a software package that Quantum resells, which conducts AI and analysis for mine monitoring. So please let me begin. I won't talk too long about the Trinity Pro itself, because I'm sure that Mr. Yovist will cover this in more detail. But basically, the Trinity Pro is the new evolution of our Trinity family of drones, all of which are eVTOL, very versatile and long endurance. I'll make my presentation available to the PT Quantindo staff after the show too, for sharing. So just quickly, sensors that Trinity Pro can mount: RGB, oblique RGB, LiDAR, as mentioned, the Cube 240, multispectral, both the Red Edge P and the Alton PT. So, Trinity Pro in mining. There are 5 key benefits or 5 key applications for the Trinity Pro, and those are mining exploitation. So that is the surveying of new areas for discovery and mapping in terms of identifying where new mining can take place. So it's very much a mapping application that includes a terrain study. Then there is precision drilling. So this is using creating detailed terrain models to identify where to place explosives or where to conduct earthworks in order to reshape the mine, bring down walls, drill into the sides and faces and things of that nature. Then there's inventory reconciliation. So this is an application commonly conducted by drones. In the case of Trinity Pro for mining, we can look at very large stockpile areas or multiple stockpile areas over a large mine site or area of inventory, and also looking at how much movement of earth has been conducted for reporting and reconciliation. Geotechnical monitoring is another one. So we're looking at the faces of the mine, the walls, the roads, things of that nature, so that the detailed study can be done to look at both the safety of the mine walls, also where incidents may occur, how to prevent roads from slipping, building safe, trafficable access up and down the mine site. And then finally, in the center there, we have digital twin. So this is very much used these days in a lot of mining throughout Asia Pacific, and especially in Australia, where the mine management wish to have an up-to-date digital model of their mine site that they can refer to at any time. So it's never allowed to be more than a few days before the mine is resurveyed and the new information is added. So that is in the case of obviously blasting an explosive, reshaping the mine, new roading, new access ways dug, and general earthworks on the mine site. Okay, so to picture that at a typical open cast mine site, like this example from Australia, there are different areas or different applications that I've mentioned where the Trinity Pro is used. So that's starting on the left, you can see the creation of point clouds for the digital twin or the mine model, and then a terrain model which can be used for subsequent drone operations. So use that as the basis for all further flying, because Google Earth does not usually have an up-to-date model of your mine site. So it's up to the mining engineers or surveyors using Trinity Pro or one of the Trinity systems to map that area, create a surface model or a terrain model so they can use that for their future flying. And they can also use that for change detection and measuring the amount of material that's pulled out of the mine. See down, moving still from left to right, further down, you have the mapping application with the squares there in the middle. You can see that That could be done by both RGB camera or by LiDAR to create a detailed model. Of course, stockpiles and volume, and then the fill area volume, like before. Often mining operations utilize a lot of water. And there will be slush pits and things of that nature. So keeping an accurate measure on the volume of all that material is very important. And then finally, at the top on the right, you have corridor mapping for the access roads, or all of the roads within the mine site. So what makes Trinity Pro so good at these applications? Well, like I mentioned, we have a range of payloads from high resolution RGB, LiDAR, and multispectral. And I'll talk about soon why multispectral is important for mining operations. We have 8 different payload configurations for Trinity Pro. We have more payloads coming on our roadmap, so we'll continue to add more. They're very quick to change, very simple to operate. The coverage that the Trinity Pro offers, so based on our endurance and our efficient flight model, we can cover very large areas. And there's a graphic there on the bottom right that gives you an indication of where Trinity Pro measures against the competitors. So you can see a Trinity Pro, a 1 centimeter GSD, a typical flight may capture 400 hectares of area, and that is more than twice that of our close competition. I mentioned capacity here, and what I mean by that is that every Trinity Pro system comes with 3 batteries. 3 batteries can offer up to 4.5 hours of flight time, and that is a lot of coverage. So you'll be looking at in excess of, or in the region of 1,000 to 1,200 hectares using the 3 batteries that we provide before you even need to recharge one. And finally, the other thing that makes Trinity Pro a very capable mining system is its environmental tolerance. So it has an IP55 rating for dust and moisture, which is very strong. It has a very high wind tolerance. Often mines are located in difficult environments and wind is a factor. And certainly because the mine alters the terrain, the changing wind can be a factor. And also, I didn't mention that Trinity Pro has a very high temperature tolerance as well, of up to 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so I'm going to look at an example of a mine from Australia. This is the Dawson coal mine. It's owned by Anglo American Coal, and it is in central to northern Queensland in Australia. So Dawson mine is in excess of 22 kilometres from north to south, with multiple pits, multiple operations on the site. So it is a very large area. And while they may use multicopters for small face studies, a little bit of localized survey, and maybe some situational awareness, they use Trinity Pro and previously the Trinity F90 system on this mine site because the areas that they have to survey are so very large. In Queensland, in summer, temperatures are normally above 45 degrees Celsius, and the environment of the mine is very dusty. So while Trinity Pro does have an active cooling system, the fans that are used to cool it are protected and they prevent the ingress of dust even while they're cooling the avionics and electronic system of the Trinity Pro. The nature of this terrain means that the winds get very strong because all of the area around it is very flat. So it's not unusual for them to be operating in very strong winds. So the points here I've raised, so outside of the mine, the terrain is flat. There are very few obstacles. This makes it an ideal environment for the Trinity systems. Very large areas of open mining, as I said. The mine depth or the height to the ground does vary quite a lot, right across the whole mine site. And at any given time, there may be lots of different operations happening simultaneously in this mine site. So the advantage of Trinity Pro is that the engineers and the surveyors who operate it do not have to operate from within the mine site. They can stand outside of the pit and operate safely from there. And to give you a bit more idea of the scale, here you can see I've used Cubase, which is our ground control software for the Trinity system, and I have planned a single flight of approximately 400 hectares to give you an idea of the size of the area. And this shown in this image is only half of the mine. There's still another 10 kilometers to the south. So again, just to summarize the applications that we use Trinity Pro for in mining, a surveying of the mine surfaces. So this is actually the creation of that model. The DSM and DSM creation from that exercise are then reused by the engineers and the surveyors to plan future drone flights. So the Cubase system that we use to control Trinity Pro, we can put a custom terrain model for really accurate terrain following by the drone, and also even just a custom geotiff or a base image so you have the most up-to-date information for your planning. Of course, volume measurement, as I said before, is a key part of any mining application. New exploitation, so that's looking at other areas outside of what is already in the mine where they may begin to dig in the future. And roading survey and analysis. So here's some examples of some of the stockpiles created at the Dawson mine. You can see it's all black coal. This is a very key part of the valuation process. So for mine ownership, they want to know how much coal is within the inventory and how fast it's being extracted. And then what's mandated by the government in Australia is that any mining operation must perform a rehabilitation of the environment. So this is outside of the Dawson pit that I've shown you. The mine company is responsible for regrowing the vegetation and monitoring it. Also in this matter, they have to ensure that these waterways are clean so that the water is safe and it becomes habitable to whatever insect, fish, or amphibious creatures lived there before. So there's a lot of emphasis placed by the government in ensuring that the mining companies do not leave residual damage to the land. So this is where the multispectral sensors that Trinity Pro can mount really become quite important. And it's normal for Australian mining customers to purchase RGB camera for the mining operations and a multispectral sensor for monitoring the rehabilitation and the environmental part of bringing that environment back to full growth. And of course, depending on the operator, there can be large land ports where inventory of coal or other mineral resources are stored prior to being shipped and exported overseas. And this is a nearby port to the Dawson mine on the coast of Queensland, from where trucks and trains carry the coal to this facility, and from there they are loaded onto boats. So just very quickly now to finish, talk a little bit about Straios. Straios is a partner of Quantum Systems. Straios makes software for mine monitoring, and I'll talk a little bit about what some of those features are. There are a lot of aspects to Straios, and so really I'm only just going to talk about some of the very few. But briefly, what it means is that you can fly the Trinity Pro and you can take all of your information and then put it within the Straios software. And from there, it will process the imagery, it will create the maps, it will create the terrain models, and it will start to perform analysis on those. And so this is a complicated image that shows many of the features that Strauss offers and the steps that it performs along the mine value chain. So from left to right, you can see photogrammetry from RGB images, like I mentioned, and then they start to perform a geology analysis. So they're looking at the rock strata, what makes it different, are there different kind of rocks there, and all this is performed automatically by the software. Then they can look at the design for their drilling, where to drill holes to obtain samples, where to seek new areas to mine. From there, they can look at the blasting, where to place explosives and how best to predict the outcome of any explosive blasting. Haul road assessment, this is a very clever feature, and I'll show you a little bit more about it, where it looks at the grade or the angles of the roads. Are they safe for loaded trucks to travel? Are there choke points? Are there risks? How best to optimize the roading for your mine? And then at every stage, the software can perform reporting. So it looks at volumes, it looks at cut as well as fill. So it can layer those, so you have time-based reporting. So you can look at, well, how much volume have we added this week compared to last week? So here's a little drill down into that feature that I just mentioned about the volumetric analysis, and you can see on the bottom image there that it's recording layers from different times that volumes were collected and building them up. Once again, the haul road assessment. So like I said, basically here you have the AI looking at the road, telling you green is good, red is bad, and you can look at the red sections of your road and perform remediation work using the equipment. All of this information is generated from the data collected by the Trinity. Finally, high wall safety. So they're looking at the shape of the mine. Again, green is good, red is bad. You can see there are a lot of areas in yellow. That means that they could be potentially prone to slip or collapse. And so there needs to be work done to ensure that those walls are of the correct grade or angle so that they won't slip under less than ideal conditions. And this is the planned drill holes for explosive blasting, and it will compare where the actual blast occurred versus what was planned, which may produce a different outcome. You can see there where the hole was drilled versus where it was planned, and a discrepancy like this can cause errors or can generate problems further down the line. And thank you. That was my presentation about the Trinity Pro in the mining industry. I think the questions will be at the end.
Thank you, Mr. Simon, for that insightful presentation.
Thank you.
And maybe the participant can ask question in the chat box in the Zoom.
Sure.
Now it's time to hear from our next speaker, Mr. Yovist Taufan.
Are you listening my sound?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Simon, and thank you, Irma, and good morning, all the participants. Now, in my presentation, I will present with dual language. If the slide is right in English, so I will explain it in Indonesia, and if the slide is video, I will explain it with English. So the topic is still the same, but now I will tell the story of a Trinity use case in Indonesia mining company and service company who was doing aerial survey mining in mining company. So first, okay. Let me introduce myself to our valued participant today, and good day to you all. And I hope all participants have better knowledge about quantum system, eVTOL UAV for their technology reference after Mr. Simon presentation. My story was start when I was just a project man who started selling Trinity in the beginning when the product was launched in 2017. In my former company, I must do all the things with the drone, from sales, repair, pilot, data processing, and everything. That's why I have focused in my experience in quantum systems. And from 2020, we built Quantindo as a company and start first own sales by own hand. Then in 2023, this year's, I built new company to support Quantindo for doing special mapping project with Trinity and to expand our business to another satellite and GIS product. Di dalam perjalanan quantum system, banyak juga permasalahan teknis yang dihadapi. Serta kemajuan teknologi yang pesat, teknologi area mapping terus berevolusi, dan salah satunya dipengaruhi oleh perbedaan generasi pekerja yang nantinya akan menggantikan generasi milenial. Kami bisa bicara terkait hal ini karena kita berhubungan dengan banyak end customer dan kita melihat adanya transisi generasi di para pekerja tambang, khususnya di survei. Dan disitulah quantum system juga berevolusi, di mana pada tahun 2017 ini masih zamannya kelompok pekerja milenial. Kelompok pekerja milenial ini dengan semboyan work hard, play hard. Jadi mereka lebih suka untuk mengulik teknologi dan bekerja banyak di lapangan. Lalu pada tahun selanjutnya, itu generasi gen dengan mayoritas personil Gen X mulai masuk di industri tambang pada khususnya, yang lebih melek teknologi, mengedepankan kemudahan dan kemudahan untuk mendapatkan data di lapangan, memusatkan pekerjaan pada pekerjaan yang lebih cerdas dengan kualitas yang lebih akurat. Di sini terminologi atau pesannya sudah berubah, bukan lagi work hard, play hard, tetapi work smart, play hard. Pada tahapan ini, Trinity melakukan upgrade pada keakurasian data dan pengembangan fitur-fitur safety pada sistem penerbangan karena end customer menuntut adanya kemudahan dalam pengoperasian. Masuk lagi ke medio tahun 2020-an, di saat Quantindo berdiri di tengah serangan COVID-19, muncullah Gen Y yang mulai berusaha menggerus generasi surveyor lama, dan muncullah teknologi yang lebih praktis. Bisa dilihat dari adanya perkembangan teknologi di sini, launching dari GPS geodetik yang sekarang bisa miring ke kanan, miring ke kiri, tanpa harus pengamatan yang lama. Lalu adanya field mechanism, SLAM, LiDAR, build information model, dan semua sektor yang dilabeli dengan precision, seperti precision agriculture, precision mining, dan precision survey. Dan pada saat ini, gegap gempita Gen Z yang lebih melek pada teknologi, yang lebih simpel berbasis artificial intelligence, high-tech, dan lebih mudah dioperasikan, itu menjadi focal point utama. Nah, yang perlu diperhatikan adalah bahwa Gen Z akan meminimalisir pekerjaan di lapangan dan akan lebih berkutat pada kemudahan untuk melakukan proses data dan analisis otomatis dari artificial intelligence. Pada tahun inilah banyak software processing yang mengedepankan artificial intelligence. From that market trends of technology based on generation pace, from millennial who prefer work hard, play hard, to generation Z that bring work smart, play harder, quantum system Trinity now develop Trinity with aerial intelligence that will make surveyor work simple with cut off all unnecessary things in drone operation to get aerial data. Setelah melihat dari tren perubahan generasi teknologi, kita melihat pentingnya aerial data di pertambangan. Di antaranya adalah kebutuhan aerial untuk data untuk kebutuhan pemetaan awal terhadap area yang masuk di IUP yang dimiliki oleh perusahaan tambang, lalu sampai dengan pemetaan dan update proses reklamasi tambang hingga konservasi yang menjadi kewajiban bagi perusahaan tambang di Indonesia. Lalu kebutuhan lain juga untuk mengidentifikasi adanya sebaran kegiatan illegal mining di area YUP. Dan sementara untuk sisi pemerintah, areal data juga dapat dijadikan sebagai dasar verifikasi data dan audit perpajakan di sektor tambang. That's why high quality data is vital in mining sector. And high quality data is depend on how they do the data acquisition, what technology that they use, what software that they use. Is it licensed software, or is it open source software, or is it hijack software? And it's all depend on qualified personnel who create the data. Sometimes qualified personnel is the focal point to create some high accurate aerial mapping data. In this slide, participant can see standard pace for aerial data is produced through aerial survey, terrestrial mapping, and all-grain survey. All of field works need to integrate and process before becoming a high-quality GIS product that can be analyzed and delivered as a complete product. And between this space, the technology in this each space is moving faster. First thing for this field is precision and accuracy. All of the technology in this three phase is competing to achieve precision and accuracy. And processing software like Agisoft, Pix4D, Srios, or maybe Altea, or you name it, keep updating their processing software to compete to reach more precision and accuracy in data analysis. Artificial intelligence is still improving their feature to compete. And all companies that provide survey tools, data processing software, and processing service with artificial intelligence is keep moving forward to achieve what end customer wants for faster, efficient, in time, money, energy, and more durable. Untuk quantum system Trinity, dari 5 tahun berlalu, kami selalu mengembangkan fitur dan berkompetisi berbasis pada laporan hasil penggunaan end customer kami di Indonesia. Hingga saat ini, di database tiket sport kami, sudah terdapat 120 error yang ditangani mulai dari 2018 lalu, dan untuk Trinity F90 Plus pengembangan di hardware sudah final. Hanya saja di end customer Indonesia, banyak meminta agar unit Trinity bisa tahan terhadap hujan untuk kondisi emergensi karena adanya hujan lokal di radius dekat saat Trinity melakukan misi pemetaan. Dan saat ini Trinity Pro mengakomodir permintaan tersebut, hanya memang harus mengupgrade hardware dan merubah harga tentunya. Dan unit ini sudah mendapatkan IP55 untuk ketahanan terhadap hujan dan debu pekat yang biasanya dihadapi oleh surveyor pada saat take off. Ketakutan lainnya adalah spiritual obstacle. Ini sering saya paparkan di luar negeri, bahwa memang di Indonesia, daerah tropik, bukan hanya di Indonesia, di Peru juga memiliki apa yang dianggap oleh supranatural obstacle. Padahal secara teknis mungkin ini bukan supranatural obstacle. Ini ada satu titik di mana GNSS di satu spot itu blank. Jadi ini yang menyebabkan sistem navigasi error dan pesawat hilang. Nah, disinilah dilengkapi adanya fitur yang diminta karena banyak surveyor bukan berangkat dari basic mekanik atau pilot drone. Kebanyakan surveyor baik di tambang ini lebih banyak adalah sarjana atau S2 itu dari geodesi yang fokusnya hanya adalah meningkatkan bagaimana kualitas data ini menjadi baik. Untuk melengkapi fitur artificial intelligence, ya semoga untuk kekinian, jadi mengakomodir perkembangan teknologi ke depan dengan fitur-fitur tambahan, Trinity Pro dilengkapi dengan Quantum Skynote. Ini digunakan dari sisi versi militer di Quantum. Skynote ditambahkan di Trinity, yaitu untuk dengan menggunakan teknologi Linux, sehingga jika ada fitur-fitur tambahan ke depan, komputer di pesawat dapat menampung cadangan memori penyimpanan kaca. Dan dari sisi after sales, Trinity Pro saat ini dibuat plug and play, mulai dari pergantian autopilot, ESC, dan servo, sehingga mengurangi ketergantungan terhadap pabrikan maupun distributor. Sayangnya secara harga, memang dari semua teknologi ini, karena perpajakan di Indonesia untuk produk Jerman masih 30%, Trinity dibanderol dengan harga 450 juta tanpa sensor kamera. Tapi dengan harga tersebut kami bisa bersaing di pasar, dan mungkin jika di dalam pada peserta kali ini mungkin ada yang perakit drone atau pembuat drone, mungkin mereka sudah tahu harga-harga dari brand-brand yang diintegrasikan di Trinity seperti Multiplex, Autorion, lalu U-Blocks, lalu Micro Hard LTE untuk antena, lalu High-Tech, dan juga beberapa seperti magnetic airspeed sensor, dan juga dari sisi Cubase itu semua integrasi dari license software, mulai dari pembacaan cuaca, ADSB, dan segala macamnya. Dan ini semua dipatenkan oleh Quantum. Sekarang di Indonesia sendiri sudah ada yang pernah menggunakan atau belum? Nah, ini kita lihat. Pertama, untuk survei fotogrametri, Trinity saat ini menggunakan sensor Sony RX1 R2 42 megapiksel. Memang ke depan akan dikembangkan untuk menggunakan sensor 61 megapiksel, hanya masih ada kajian teknis, operasi, dan juga untuk kajian untuk pengolahan data. Apakah ini lebih cepat dari Trinity dengan Sony RX atau justru keakurasiannya berkurang. Nah, ini sedang diuji oleh tim engineer Quantum. Nah, ini adalah because this is the picture. First user that we can share is MSDI Techs, is company based in Bali. Aerial service startup company who always doing mission in mining clients. In this mission in coal mining in Borneo, with Trinity Sony RX, they can map 500 hectares with accuracy under 2 centimeters. And then for mining company, this year PT Agincourt Resource, using our system to do routine aerial mapping for end of month report of their mining activity. In this company, full of high technology and support by experienced surveyor who did the survey works up to 10 years. Then this is the data result for Agincourt. Okay. Now that's why they need a simple and user-friendly tools to do data acquisition works rather than conventional technology, because they need to reach daily target. With our system, they can simplify the field of works and focus on data processing and analysis. And from one of Agincourt survey expert, that technology is effective for data accuracy and data quality. For LiDAR mapping, our system is used for exploration, mostly for exploration operation. When superior must deliver to their management about the situation from their license area before their building mining infrastructure to start mining operation. Like this sample LiDAR data in this area, one of nickel company need to build some jetty harbor in the beach. That's why they need detailed map with LiDAR before they start to build the infrastructure. This data is taken by LiDAR sensor with Cube 240 at altitude 110 meters based on SRTM data in Cubase 3D. And in 45-minute flights, we can scan 380 hectares area with 75 points per meter square output. Another customer that doing exploration. This is indifferent when we do LiDAR scanning in hilly or extreme terrain. The capture area is smaller, but in this slide, we saw participants about our Cubase 3D planning that can help surveyors to create safe flight planning for doing LiDAR mission in low altitude. Another end customer that use our system is PT Henjaya Mineralindo, and still the same, they use our LiDAR system for exploration operation. when they need some, we can see they need some compact and light drone for their expedition in an open area. It's not open area like Simon presented before. This Indonesia majority for exploration is in an open area and in the jungle. And of course, simple systems that can be bring to the jungle without big stationary tools is helping them. Until now, PT Hinjaya use our system to map their site in Morowali and Papua. And in PT Freeport McMoran, we have our client Intan Angkasa Air Service operate our system to replace mapping mission and LiDAR mission usually used by helicopters. And in this company, we must support their needs that the system is user-friendly and safety and full automated. Because they are aviation company, not drone company, not based on survey company. They are aviation company. That's why they need the equipment that comply with all safety regulation in their routine mapping work. I hope this presentation can help participants to get more information of our system and how technology in aerial data acquisition is moving. Thanks to all of you guys, and for information about our detailed system, you can contact our sales, or maybe you can do some demo project, or maybe special project. You can contact our team, or if you have you want to have a detailed information, my team already shared the link in the chat box how to contact us. Thanks again. I will give the next session to Miss Irma.
Okay, hello, Mr. Yovist. I'm sorry, I have
your computers.
Okay. Okay, guys, we hope you enjoyed our webinar so far and have found it informative. As we near the end of our session, we'd like to open up the floor to any question you may have for our expert speaker. If you have any question, please feel free to type your question in the chat box, and we'll do our best to address as many questions as possible. Kamera Bapak dan Ibu peserta bisa mendapatkan banyak ilmu yang informatif dan juga menarik menjelang akhir sesi ini. Kami ingin membuka pertanyaan apapun yang mungkin Bapak Ibu ingin sampaikan untuk narasumber kami. Jika Bapak Ibu memiliki pertanyaan, silakan ketik pertanyaan Bapak Ibu di kolom chat dan kami akan berusaha untuk menjawab pertanyaan sebanyak mungkin. Silakan Bapak Ibu.
No question?
I received a question, Yovist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is, the Trinity can fly in strong winds as well as dusty areas. Are there any obstacles to its flight? What are the results like for the data? So I guess the biggest impact is the strong wind on the collection of data. And while Trinity has a very high wind tolerance, at the extreme end of its tolerance, it's not ideal for capturing data. So really, and Yovist, you can probably disagree or agree, but I think a wind of maybe 12 meters per second is okay for capturing RGB. But stronger than that becomes difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, because in strong wind, like 12 meter per second, and then we sometimes, in my experience, we have a broken data when we align it. So we must repeat the flight. That's why we are even Trinity can be flying in high wind, but it's for emergency, not for ideal mapping.
Yeah. So that's the important thing, is that the optimum parameters for capturing imagery are probably not as high as the wind tolerance. The wind tolerance is there to bring the drone home safely when it's too windy to capture.
Yep. Miss Irma?
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Simon, for the answer. Maybe any question again?
Sometimes this is the problem when we do webinar in English for Indonesian customer. They're just maybe record the webinar, and then they will ask later. Later by direct message.
Questions later is fine. Questions later is fine. And you're expert on Trinity Pro. If anyone has any question, they can ask you.
Yeah, don't worry. Okay, Ms. Irma. So if there is no question, you can summarize our webinar and close it. And maybe if any detailed answer for maybe asking for our demo in your site, or maybe not full free demo. We can do free, but the accommodation and everything, maybe the company must pay it. So for next, Irma, maybe you can summarize.
Okay. I'm sorry before I have a problem with my camera.
Yeah.
Ya, sayang sekali untuk waktu sesi tanya jawab sudah berakhir, dan karena tidak ada pertanyaan, mungkin nanti kalau ada pertanyaan bisa ditanyakan melalui nomor support PT Quantindo ya. Nanti akan dikirim oleh Mas Ilham di chat box. Dan sebelum diakhiri, saya minta tolong ke Bapak Ibu untuk mengaktifkan kameranya sebentar untuk dilakukan sesi foto dokumentasi. Before the ending session, I will ask you all to please activate your camera for a moment for a documentary photo session. Thank you. Oh, there is a question from drone service, Berkah Ghazali. There is data for maximum high strong wind, this two risk assessment. Okay, maybe we can answer this question first before the documentation session. Mr. Yovist?
Yeah, for the strong wind is not, I don't know, for LiDAR is okay, but for the photogrammetry, high strong wind, maybe it's not good for aerial mapping, but they can capture. But we have minimum capture speed is 1 second per shot, and maybe is about 5 or 6 meter per second. For me, the ideal for photogrammetry procedure. Maybe Simon.
Yes, I think the question is maybe, is there documentation about the wind limits?
Yes.
You have data sheet for Trinity Pro on your website, or you have that information?
Yeah, I have information from TerraDrone before they are doing mapping.
No. I mean, like, you have specifications for Trinity Pro on the website?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I have it.
So the wind information will be on the website for Trinity Pro. It shows recommended maximum for vertical takeoff and the maximum wind that it can tolerate.
Oke.
Lagi Mbak Irma.
Saya rasa untuk pertanyaannya sudah cukup. Nanti jika ada pertanyaan lain seperti yang saya sampaikan, bisa melalui nomor support PT Quantindo yang telah kita share melalui chat box Zoom. Okay, before the initiation, I ask you again to please activate your camera for a moment for a documentation photo session. Thank you. Mr. Ilham?
Okay, to all participants, I'll screenshot the Zoom meetings in 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you.
Terima kasih atas pemaparan materi yang telah diberikan kepada kita semua pada pagi hari ini. Semoga apa yang dibagikan oleh Mr. Simon dan juga Bapak Yovist dapat bermanfaat bagi seluruh peserta. Terima kasih juga kepada seluruh peserta yang telah mengajukan pertanyaan dan juga mengikuti webinar ini hingga selesai. If I may conclude, the journey of quantum system Trinity, which has been in the sky of Indonesia and the world for almost 6 years, really pays attention to the customer needs. So that there has been very rapid development from version 1 to now where Trinity has proven that its technology is very suitable for aerial mapping. This is proven by the very diverse use case in various countries, including Indonesia and Australia. This is what makes Trinity continue to experience development until now in the release of Trinity Pro. Jadi kalau boleh saya simpulkan, perjalanan quantum system Trinity sudah hampir 6 tahun mengudara di langit Indonesia dan juga seluruh dunia. Ini sangat memperhatikan kebutuhan dari pelanggan, sehingga terjadi perkembangan yang sangat pesat dari versi 1 hingga sekarang di mana Trinity telah membuktikan bahwa teknologinya sangat cocok untuk pemetaan udara. Hal ini terbukti dengan use case yang ada di berbagai negara, termasuk Indonesia dan juga Australia, yang sangat beragam. Hal inilah yang membuat Trinity terus mengalami perkembangan hingga kini dirilisnya Trinity Pro. We hope that this webinar has provided you with useful information and strategies that you can implement in your own work. Remember, if you have any additional question or want to learn more about the topics we discussed today, please feel free to reach out to our team. Thank you again for joining us today. We appreciate your time and hope to see you again soon. Tambahan untuk Bapak Ibu sekalian, jika tertarik dan ingin lebih tahu lebih dalam mengenai produk dari quantum system ini, dapat menghubungi Sales Engineer Quantindo, yaitu saya atau juga Mas Alek, atau dapat langsung menghubungi kontak support Quantindo. Selain itu, bagi yang belum mempunyai unit Trinity dan ingin memanfaatkan teknologi yang dimiliki oleh Trinity, dapat menggunakan jasa dari kami melalui PT Wijaya Global Services atau WGS84, di mana di WGS84 ini melayani jasa aerial mapping, professional and Trinity untuk fotogrametri dan juga wildfire dan hotspot monitoring. Untuk informasi lebih lanjut, dapat konsultasi dan tanya-tanya terlebih dahulu melalui nomor support WGS84 yang di-share di kolom komentar. Sekali lagi terima kasih kepada Bapak Ibu semua karena telah mengikuti webinar ini hingga akhir. Semoga sehat selalu dan sampai bertemu lagi. Mohon maaf untuk kamera saya sedang ada masalah. Saya Irma Dewantari, pamit undur diri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Gaining aerial data has become ever more valuable for decision makers in all industries. Drone applications are constantly evolving, and so are user expectations. The Trinity Pro was developed to meet the growing needs of commercial businesses as they expand their reliance on remote and large-scale data. It is a reliable and flexible platform designed to keep up with the cutting edge of our customers' industries by integrating high levels of automation, seamless multi-sensor capabilities, and survey-grade results, all while pushing the latest safety features and not compromising in ease of use and operational costs. The new Trinity Pro features the latest quantum autopilot with onboard Linux mission computer as the centerpiece of innovation. It provides increased computing power and internal storage, enhanced connectivity, and it opens the door to future AI capabilities. This forward-thinking platform will change the way you interact with data by reducing steps and time in the field, as well as simplifying processing efforts in the office. The Trinity Pro takes away the need to plan around weather and environmental conditions. With an IP54 rating for dust and rain, a wind tolerance of up to 14 meters per second, a maximum takeoff altitude of 4,800 meters, and an increased transition height of 60 meters, you can fly almost anytime, anywhere. The performance parameters and safety features of the Trinity Pro open new business opportunities. It comes with the broadest selection of sensors in the industry to suit a diverse range of application needs. The ability to take off and land in different locations, combined with the flight time of 90 minutes, finally enables true long corridor mapping needed for pipeline inspections, power line monitoring, or road and rail inspections. The Trinity Pro is built on a reliable and proven platform with more than 140,000 flights. Our tried and tested system can provide operators with confidence that they can complete their projects quickly, safely, and efficiently. Combining the Trinity Pro with our Q-based 3D mission control software forms a completely integrated system. Potential risks are detected during mission planning, before takeoff, and the autopilot provides the latest safety features. These include automatic self-diagnostics, terrain awareness, wind simulation, and AI-powered features such as safe return to home. Accelerate your decision-making process with this future-proof platform for growth. Trinity Pro, designed to evolve.